doing? Last Patriot 2016. Known as the Badass Geek to some. I'm actually out here in the highways and byways doing some traveling for business, but you know what? I thought, what better time to potentially shoot a live stream? I mean, I've tried to do it on many other occasions, and it's just, yeah. I'm a busy guy. I work a lot of hours. But, you know, everybody out there seems to have relationship advice. Everybody is a relationship expert. Really? You know what? I've tried some of these experts' advice. There is no real expert. Their advice doesn't work all the time. And let's face it, the world that we live in, you know, now if you approach a woman or a member of the opposite sex, you can actually, it's condoned as sexual harassment right off the bat anymore. Don't talk to them, and, you know, all of a sudden, if you're Brad Pitt, it's welcomed. If you're Brad Schmidt, it's, yeah, you're a creeper. Where the hell do we come to a happy medium? I've been in many lifestyles, and I've dated many different kinds of women. So I've got a lot of experience. So I'm going to give an open forum. I'm looking for feedback. And you know what? Let's actually help each other. I want to hear from the women. I want to hear from the guys. You know, my biggest question is, I'm a straight, heterosexual, 40-year-old male who travels the world, who has a good job, who has his shit together, and why do I keep getting hit on by gay guys? I have been hit on by gay guys in even Match.com. I mean, really? You know, I've tried the Lux app. Paid a lot more for it, thinking maybe I'll meet higher class of women, you know, because I'm a saposexual. I find intelligence sexy as hell. You know, my ex-wife is now VP for Coca-Cola, to give you an idea. Long story, we're great friends, it just didn't work out. And it's okay. You know what? It's okay. Not every relationship works out. I became a divorcee. I never thought I'd do that. Though then again, I never thought I'd get married. But I found an amazing woman. It was a time of my life where everything else was falling to hell. And you know what? She stood by me while I was on activation, while my unit was deployed, and was still there when I came home. After knowing me only 2 weeks. I still find that to be an amazing, it was an amazing story. You know, all good things come to an end, as I find out. But enough about that. So, my biggest question is, we so many women that on these dating sites. Let's talk about online dating for a minute. You know, we start messaging back and forth, and people turn into ghosts. I mean, or you start texting. What really causes them to turn into ghosts? What causes them to quit responding one way or the other? Is it that hard to say? You know what? Second thought, found somebody better. If you're looking for somebody better, and you're always looking for the next best thing, how the heck are you ever going to enjoy what you have? Nobody ever puts in the effort. Nobody compromises anymore. I mean, I actually was talking to a model for a while from California. We had a couple amazing conversations. She actually asked me for my number. You know what? I'm a communicator. I don't believe in this text message because, you know, first off, you see my thumb, like, you know, can pretty much like covers the whole screen, you know, literally, you know, yeah, it's like, yeah. I mean, really, you know, and then trying to type, it gets frustrating. I can type 98 words a minute on a computer, but when trying to text, it's like, yeah, you know, and I'm always I call it double lettering. Hit the T, get the R, you know. I always got to do the correct and whatnot, yeah. And spell check and autocorrect doesn't always work, let's face it. But so we get on the phone, we're starting to talk. Then she's like, well, I see you're from the Midwest. Yes, I'm an Iowa farm boy. Born and raised. Born and raised with strong work ethics. I've got, you know, I call it, you know, down home values, you know. Everything should be about respect. But, yeah. There isn't so much of that going around anymore either. But, so we get into this conversation. Then she asked me if I've ever hunted. Well, yeah, you know, hunting was part of the culture I grew up in. But we hunted for food. I didn't do so much hunting when I was younger. I got into it after I graduated high school. But, because, you know what? I do enjoy nature. I notice everybody's profile on Match, Tinder, Bumble, all this online dating. I love the beach! Really, what do you do on the beach? Well, I sit there, I get drunk, I get sunburnt, I catch melanoma, and I'll end up, you know, looking like I'm 20 years older than I am. Let's face it. You spend all that time in the sun, it's bad for you. The sun is not as healthy. It's not our friend. And an hour or two of vitamin D a day is all you really need. And having friends that have suffered from melanoma, it kind of scares me. So, would I take a mountain or a beach? I personally feel there's more I can do on a mountaintop. Give me a mountain with a good lake, you know what? We can do, and most of them have, you know, some kind of sandy beach close to them. You know, give me somewhere where I can fish, I can hike, I can kayak, I can explore, I can rappel, I can mountain climb, I can rock climb, you know, shoot, let's get active. You know, heck, I had a friend of mine who wanted to go away for a long, I think it was Memorial Day weekend, we were talking about going away. We're both, you know, both having a rough year. When I couldn't go for the length that they wanted to go for, I got ditched. Just so also happened to be my 40th birthday, which, whatever. You know what? So be it. But, okay, so I'm on this, I'm talking to this as far as I know, model from pictures she sent me in communications. She asked me if I hunted. And that's when she told me that I was a mass murderer. Okay, because I've been hunting, I'm a mass murderer. As bad as a mass murderer and should be in prison. Will somebody please clarify for me? I see a lot of anti-hunters on Facebook. I seen that, I kind of got into it. I kind of got into a little Facebook rant this morning. Sorry, you know what? I can't resist a good freaking argument. But, you know, my arguments are based on one thing, and one thing only. Rational thought. I mean, really, you know, most people don't use rational thought. For one, which makes no sense to me. But, so, folks, I want to hear from the women out there. Drop me an email at lockloadedandsecure@yahoo.com. Haven't got my corporate email set up yet. I'm still trying to incorporate my website, but I want to hear from you guys, or, you know, drop me a comment here. You know, down below. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe. I'm not going to beg for your views. I'm not going to beg for your likes. You know what? If you guys like what I'm doing, you're going to like me. You don't like what I'm doing? I don't really care about you. Pretty simple. Freedom of speech. I donned a uniform. We've all got it. I love these are the things you got to do. Step A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You do these 20 things, every woman's going to like you. Really? I've done all 25 things. It still didn't work. But it's okay. Everybody. But I notice all these relationship gurus out here. Have you noticed one thing? They're all, how do you say this politely? But not quite, they're all like, skinny jean types, it seems like. No, and no offense. If that's what you like, you have the freedom. That's the thing that makes this country great. We have the freedom to be individuals. But we shun those that are not alike. And, we are such a cliché. It's a clique society. I don't get it, I've lived in Chicago for the last almost 10 years. Actually, no, I'll take that back. Gosh, it's been 11 years now. I've lived all over the Chicago. I lived mostly out in the West Burbs. When I lived in the West Burbs, I'm okay. Well, I moved to what's technically classified as, I moved just outside of East Chicago. Moved into the Indiana side to get away from the taxes. Because let's face it, taxes, crime, and all the things that Chicago's known for. And all of a sudden, I'm stereotyped. Oh, you're from another state. Even though I actually live closer to Chicago than when I did in like Naperville, Lisle, Downers Grove, which are suburbs, but they're like almost twice as far west as I am east. But you live in another state. Oh, you live in Indiana. Yes, I live in Indiana. I live on an acre. I have 2 garages. I mean, how many people could say that? At least in Chicago. And I kind of need the space because of the jobs I do. Known as a badass geek, I can fix, build, create anything, So, but is it women don't want manly men anymore? Maybe that's the problem. Have I hunted? Yes. Can I build you a house from the ground up? I can do it all. I can fix electrical. I can fix plumbing. I can give you a hint. Memorial Day weekend. I fixed a roof. I patched a ceiling. I worked on redoing some trim. I did a brake job for a guy and buddy. Yeah, I'm kind of, being the go-to guy that everybody comes to. But yet, nobody, it's like, I don't know. I don't feel socially inadequate, but I'm told I'm cocky. I'm cocky because I know how to do so many things that I'm the go-to guy. So because I'm the go-to guy, now I'm cocky. So where do we draw the line? Cocky and confident. First off, I'm a guy who fits in everywhere. Black tie, black tie, socials, fundraisers. I've been to them all. Hung out with the elites in LA, New York. Been to the backyard barbecues and hog roasts in Iowa and Kentucky and Georgia and Texas. And I fit in. But I'm a chameleon. I'm not, status quo. I guess. Or is it because I'm just that well-rounded? Maybe I don't know. I guess what I'm going to ask is, women, guys, both. In the comment section down there, I want you to put in there the top 5 things that are most important to you. And I want you to think about it. I don't want you to just ramble off. Because, you know what? I notice the area I live in, it's like, must have a BMW, a vacation home, make $200,000 a year, will pay my bills and let me stay at home and be a stay-at-home mom. I mean, really? And you know, I hate to stereotype that, but you know, that's what, and yet you watch all these, oh, that's not what every woman wants. It's what every woman I've met wants. Shoot, I can't count the number of women who have drained my bank account. Just, you know, or drained my bank account, taking advantage of my generosity. I grew up in a small town where we helped each other. And I will help anybody. I've given the shirt off my back in the middle of a blizzard more than once. I've stopped a mugging. I've stopped a rape. Yeah. I never pass down a broke down motorist because I've been there myself. It kind of sucks. And let's face it, AAA is great. Sometimes you don't got cell service, and sometimes they can take 4 hours to get there. Kind of puts a damper on the day. I keep believing that growing up, my father had a saying, what goes around comes around. As I got older, the guys I used to go hunting with, it was, there is no knowledge that isn't power. Learn everything you can. And I have. And I'm always learning. I try to learn every day. But, you know, yeah. And always pay it forward. Well, you know what? I keep paying it forward. I don't get much of a return. I've helped put multi-million-dollar deals together because I seem to have the contacts that I've made over the years. And I'm more than happy to help anybody out. I've always been curious. When will it come back? Maybe it will. Maybe it will. And I got my eyes set, you know. But folks, yet again, if you watch my other videos, yeah, I get off on tangents. I'm sorry. I don't just sit in and, I'm human. I'm not reading a script. I'm not going to sit here and give you your, I got a 6-minute video on everything you need to do that'll make it right. Why? 6-minute video, I can't teach you everything. But, folks, let's help each other out. I want real world results. I want real comments. I want to hear what you have to say. Granted, I'm building up my YouTube channel. I'm actually working with the video blogs for my security website. Unfortunately, my website producers and creators, evidently they did some glitching in the coding, so I'm working on that. Hopefully I'll be able to transfer some of these, more of my other videos over there. But we'll get into safety about dating, and there's other things to come. I'm going to try and do a new live update on the Relationship Corner once a week. Hopefully Thursdays or Fridays, morning or night, depending on my other job, because I do work days, I do work nights. I don't have a set schedule. Been told that's probably part of the reason why I might be single. But you know what? It's okay. Let's help each other, and I look forward to hearing from you. I will respond to everybody that, if you comment below, I will make sure to respond to everybody. Because everybody's important. Folks, Last Patriot 2016, aka Skyscraper, aka Badass Geek, aka, to those who know me, Nick. I will talk to you soon. Till then, peace.